Less than 1 month left to Justice League, I give you my look at Superman 3. After discussing Superman 2, Richard Lester was not given the chance to direct this film, but also for creative control as a reward. As a result, he significantly increased the camera comedic elements of films. Let's open it up and see what else lies ahead. The first scene is August Gus Gorman, played by the late Richard Pryor, unsuccessfully trying to get an extension of unemployment benefits. He then managed to learn how to be a computer programmer on Matchbook advertisement, which got opening credits since towards essentially the worst day Metropolis had at that point. Culminates in a car crashing into a fire hydrant and Superman saving the passenger before he drowns. After that, we see Gus Sinatra at programming computers and gets a job at Webster Industries, by Wallace Webster, played by Robert Vaughn. It also happens that Lois Lane is on vacation in Bermuda, at the same time Clark's been invited to high school in Smallville, Kansas. More on that later, but as you can tell by his varsity sweater, this film is very much came from the previous two. It kind of reminds you of the Batman films later on down the line. Gus, however, is unsatisfied with his paycheck, particularly when he gives up more money by allocating half since revelation in his own corporate accounts. On the way, Clark's reunion, the chemical plant catches fire on Lake Kamuga. Superman springs into action. Superman is able to not only rescue most civilians and Jimmy Lee inches out trying to get photos, but the water pressure runs out as the fire reaches a room full of acid. Superman then freezes the lake, uses to put out the fire. Here, while this film obviously has aged, mostly appears to just get a kick out of that scene. After that, we get the reunion dance, which is set to the Beatles cover of Boiler by Twin Chuck Berry. Kind of like that, given how Lester Pierce directed the classic Beatles Hard Day's Night. He also introduced Brad Wilson on star quarterback turned local drunken washout. Wouldn't be the first time seeing that happen. Clark also meets with old flame along the lane, played by Ned O'Toole. I admit it's very campy, but I do kind of like this part just how committed she and Weave with other parts. Applies just about any part of the film featuring these two. If it plays like the early years of Smallville, you'll be right. In fact, O'Toole later played Martha Kent in that show. Gus gets an expense voucher of all the half cents, which is roughly $85,000 in change. Webster discovers some money missing from his books, and Gus is spending it on a flashy red sports car. This just screams 80s. Melissa and Ricky is also the best bowler. I can relate. My best Wii bowling score is 217 with 10 frames. Wii bowling for the same 54. Clark tries to give him a hand, but after he knocks over a bowl of chalk, he sneezes so hard that Mickey's next shot shatters all the pins in the alley. Back in Metropolis, Webster's impressed with Gus' elite hacksaw skills and wants to use one of the cells to destroy the Caribbean of Columbia by manipulating the weather. Now that's some real Cobra Commander stuff there, when to wreck entire country's economy just because despite them for not working with you. Also, the satellite is called Vulcan, even though their plan is highly illogical. It also turns out that a Mr. Maurice Stokes is working on a trip to South America, a scene where the raffle forgot to mention earlier. Superman also saves Rick from getting hit by a combine harvester. There will be no brand new key for you today. Bit of an older song, so you might have to Google it, or you might know it from top of the fourth wall. Naturally, Ricky is all shot by Superman. Gus manages to drink brown at the table and get in the day of making Smallville. Sirius got enough alcohol and Suki stars on the liquor store. So there's a series of antics with the keys and talking some KFC product placement. We get one to see the scenes in the movie. When your slapstick the original recipe are extra crispy. Before he successfully hacks a satellite, he manages to mess with traffic lights, ETM, someone's built on Bloomingdale's. I think people gave Goyer so much hate for taking realized in the comics. So, the satellite does indeed cause chaos in Colombia. Jess and Mr. and Mrs. Stokes on vacation, and Webster watches it. All involved with his building. He wants to control the oil supply next, but there's just way when Superman fails to his plans, as shown by Gus imitating what happened in a pink tablecloth cape. However, they discover kryptonite can harm him, they could have its radiation is poisonous to Superman, how to use a Vulcan satellite to try to trace if it's synthesized. Gus even fills in tar with smokes to account for the missing chemical. Well, it's no more implausible than a couple divers finding a coursing from the World Engine. Anyway, as Clark raises human destroyer about his trip, Mr. and Mrs. Stokes confront Perry about what happened on their trip. Perry rightfully says it was an act of God, to which Mrs. Stokes replies, in a church? Well, technically, yes. Clark also decides to go visit Ricky and much smaller than Superman. Christopher Reeve was just such a wonderful actor and a great man. Even when the lesser in the series, I just love when he puts on that cape. It's also pretty hitty out there when Gus decides a soldier gives Clark the other's kryptonite. I'm not sure whether prior to giving the script or they just let him be himself in the set of colors of filming. Even though it doesn't kill Superman, the other's kryptonite does make it much edgier and against a darker version of his iconic Babylonian outfit. What I mean the last time that happened. It then caused all sorts of chaos, ranging from straightening the entire Pisa to blowing out the Olympic torch. What if he also set fire to Jimmy Olsen's father's theater for him? Webster then sets about rerouting other worlds or supply to his control, but Ghost only gives condition that he have a special computer built to specifications. Webster is all too happy to comply, even if he didn't have to eat a Jolly Rancher in a sick fashion. However, when one tanker won't obey the instructions, Webster's psychic nutritious lady friend convinces Superman to drain the supply, in the chaos at the pump. 1983. Still close enough to 1970s where the fuel price could be somewhat talkable still. Elsewhere, monsters go to Metropolis with Ricky. Superman's getting wasted in their bar and causing chaos. This leads to what's arguably the best scene in the movie, the junkyard fight between both Superman and Clark Kent. This is to be the most serious scene in one of the serious films of the series. It shows how impressive we've had arranged an actor. Also, the effect is similar to later kryptonite variants the series had. Black kryptonite, which causes split personality in this scene, and red kryptonite, which, much like the Red Lantern reigns, brings up more aggressive aspects to their personality. Still, Clark's true goodness wins out. When the cells reunite, they start to set things right. To help the oil tanker he previously messed up, he goes to confront Ross's sister Vera, played by Annie Ross, his assistant slash lover, Lorelai Ambrosia, played by Pamela Stevenson. Ross is indeed constructed the ultimate computer of Augustina Canyon. This is also like a good modern DC film. Did Goya and Chris Terrio watch when we started writing with DC films? Ross stands as firing rockets to try to keep Superman getting into their base, which was a video game, and was even made by Atari no less. They're going to make a tie-in game, but scrapped the crash in '83. It's pretty silly, but no, it's still better than the infamous Superman 64. First game that ever made me motion when I finally played it. Pure Nintendo 64 Kryptonite. Blasted hoops. Gus and Superman make it so they came when the computer's located, and the device has a kryptonite ray gun and another gadgetry. Even though Gus deals on a machine, it gets my own, turning View into a cyborg. Hey, wait a minute. This is eerily similar to how Doomsday was made Batman vs. Superman. These two movies started out the same script. Superman gets a red ass from before, was able to save a computer. Huh. For a movie DC and Warner don't want to acknowledge, sure inspired a lot of modern DC movie moments. Gus leaves Webster, Brad's merely at launch shows Clark over him, and closes Superman correcting the tower shoot before. I know it was 1983 and times were different then, but this Italian vendor is more cartoonish than Mario's erects a souvenir stand. So that's Superman 3. While the film may not have been the best as received by critics or fans as the first two, it's definitely not the worst one that's kind for me. Even as a lot of people like to see Return of the Jedi, it made $60 million in the US, and anywhere from $80 to $100 million worldwide, a budget of $40 million. I admit it's definitely much goofier than the previous films, but in its own way, that's part of the appeal. I always liked how Hayes' character Mike used his plan justified by this film. I can't officially recommend it, but I can say this. If you want to see what superhero was like in the Reagan years, this is your movie. Final rating, 2.5 stars to 4. Next time we'll be looking at these films in the series, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. See you, Space Cowboy.